Hello everyone, welcome to this video about some really cool Django whole tone licks. And those are licks that are based on the whole tone scale. And if you wonder what that is and what they sound like, stay tuned. So whole tone licks are licks that are based around the whole tone scale. So if we have, for example, D7, and we start on the note D, we just move whole steps up. Every step is a whole step. That sound. And that scale by itself is already very nice to play on D7, and the best thing to play is D augmented chord as a rhythm player, or if you want to hear what chord it goes with, then you play that scale. Now, of course, you don't have to start on a D. You can start on any note from that scale. But mostly I like to start it on either the root of D7, so D, or on the flat 5, so A flat. And some chords that you can play are this chord that I played first, but also something like this, or something like this. And again, you can move those chords in whole steps. Very nice stuff to play that in your solo, but it is also possible to create some really nice, slightly odd sounding licks. And Django was a real master in that respect because he really liked that sound and he wrote some tunes that have that sound as the main focus. For example, one of those tunes is a tune called Stockholm, which is a tune that starts like this. That intro and the theme goes like 1, 2, 3. It's that tune. I will link a couple of versions in the description. And there's another tune called Diminishing Blackness or Diminishing Darkness, which is based around a D augmented chord, going to D flat. And then you have a theme that goes like this. Pretty weird theme. Anyway, go listen to those tunes. I will link them all in the description. And for this video, I've listened to the 3 Stockholm recordings and I mined every augmented lick I could get from there. And I chose 5 to show you in this video. And I'll make another video for my patrons with more licks from Stockholm, but also licks from that other tune, Diminishing Blackness, all based around the whole tone scale. So let's get started with the first lick, which sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. 4, 1. 4, 1. You play that on top of D7, resolving to G. Now I wrote the whole phrase down the way he plays it on Stockholm. He plays very free, the rhythm, so you don't have to exactly play it like this. And you don't have to play the complete lick, because like this it lasts 4.5 bar, right? If you have a shorter D7, you just play parts of it. So the first 2 notes, they're not part of the whole tone scale. At least the D is, of course, because that's the root. But the B, no. But it's a lead tone to that A sharp or B flat, which is part of it. So it's about this, about that shape. And then you can be free. You can improvise with that shape or play what I've written down, but just play parts of it. And then resolve. So I thought to demonstrate it on a backing track that I just recorded, especially for this lesson, of Sweet Sue. Sweet Sue starts with 4 bars of D7 and then resolves to G. So on top of that D7, I will play around with this phrase. Not completely like I've written down, but I will improvise with that general idea. So here we go. It's a quite peculiar sound, but it immediately sounds like Django. Because Django loved this sound and he plays it a lot. Not in every solo, but there are many solos where he has some whole tone licks. So let's go to the next lick, which is very easy to play. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is just a skeleton for the lick. You can be very free with it. Maybe you could articulate it like this. And also, of course, freedom with the rhythms. And I found you can start this lick on the D, very nice. And you can also start it on the A flat. And then you play exact same fingerings. Easy to resolve back to G. You could also start the lick on the E string, again with the A flat, but then you have an extra string. Or start on the D. You could even extend the lick towards the low E string, right? If I play the original, you can go one further. A lot of possibilities, easy to adapt. You have to just experiment with the sound. So let's try this one on Suite 2. Something like that. Let's go to the next phrase. Next phrase is a little bit tricky to play. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can repeat that. There's ways to get there if you want to start maybe higher, because this is difficult to find, right? You're in D. Just finding that B flat there in the middle of the guitar, I find that not very handy. So one way to get there, for example, would be 1, 2, 3. So just play the scale, the whole tone scale, and then you start with the chromatic. That's the last part of the lick. And you can resolve any way you want. Not much to say about it. It's a nice effect. You can start this again from any tone from the whole note scale. It would all fit on D7, but probably the nicest one is actually starting like Django. Has the emphasis on that, you could say a flat 13 or a sharp 5, and that is one of the notes that is really important for that sound. And there's 2 in there. So let's try that on Suite 2. That was lick number 3. Let's go to the next one. The next one is easy and it is whole tone, but it is not as strong as the others. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. So this is a lick that I think you should play after you've played one of the others. Once you establish that whole tone feel, then it works. Because this part, even though it is from the whole tone scale, it doesn't feel very whole tony to me for some reason. So I would play it not to establish the whole tone sound, but to continue it. So let's try that. And the final phrase is maybe the nicest one. It might also be the trickiest one to play, but it's worth it. Sounds like this. 3, 4, 1, 2. One, two, three, four, 1, 2. You start on the flat 5 or the tritone, so if you have trouble finding it, just find the root on the E string and then it's 1 fret lower on the B string. Try to make a vibrato. You can also do, I play almost, but the G is a ghost note. And now be very precise. And try to keep the swing, even though this is all sweeping and it's pretty awkward to play, but focus on those notes, try to make them sound clean and try to keep it swinging. And I included that really great phrase on G. I really like that phrase. Pretty easy to play, except for the picking. There's lots of double downstrokes if you're a gypsy jazz picker like me, but the fingering is just 1, 4, 2, just moving a fret up each time. And then you can resolve any way you want. So let's try that lick on suite 2. The lick is precisely 4 bars if you start on the 3rd beat of the 1st bar, so I can immediately play it. There you go, 5 great whole tone licks. And there's more where this came from in the next video, which is exclusively for my patrons. So if you want to check out that video and many other exclusive videos, check out my Patreon. And you can join there at the €5 tier, for example. You can download all the tabs that you saw on the screen today and from many other videos. And if you join at the €10 tier, you can see the next exclusive video with more whole tone licks, but also exclusive videos that I made in the past. Of course, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, all that good stuff. Hopefully I will see you in that video on Patreon or right here on YouTube in my next video. Bye!